Hello, viewers. Welcome to Football Discussion Daily. I'm your host, CGO. Please endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Thank you very much. On the show, we'll be talking about results of games played on Matchday 17 uh, of the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup. Those games were played on Saturday, June 27, 2026. And it was the last round of games in Group um, K, Group L, and also Group J. Those were the games that were played. I have Panama. They lost 2-0 to England at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. And that was a Group L clash. And then we have Croatia. They got the much desired result against Ghana. They won 2-1 at the Philadelphia Stadium. That was a game they needed to win in order to book their place in the round of 32, and they were able to do that. Colombia, they played a goalless draw against favorites Portugal. The game was played at the Miami Stadium. And then Congo DR, they came back from a goal down against Uzbekistan at the Atlanta Stadium, and they were able to get victory in the Group K clash against Uzbekistan. And Algeria, very interesting game. They played a 3-3 draw against Austria, which qualified both teams to the round of 32. The game was played at the Kansas City Stadium. And we have Jordan losing to reigning champion Argentina. They lost 3-1. That game was played at the Dallas Stadium. So the game between Panama and England, it was a very difficult match for the English team because first half, the English, they couldn't find the back of the net because Panama played a kind of a low block. They were more compact at the way they played against the English side. So they didn't give too much room for the English to create scoring opportunity in that encounter. I think this particular Panama squad, I think, is an upgrade to the team that represented them in their first appearance, or will I say their debut, in the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Because that team, they played 3 games, they lost all 3 games, and they were able to score 2 goals. Then they considered 11 goals. So when you look at the goal difference, that is -9. But this particular team that is representing Panama in their second appearance at the World Cup have only considered 4 goals, even though they didn't score any goals. So -4 is the goal difference they have in this tournament. And if you look at the games they lost, you see that they were a bit unlucky, especially against Ghana because they played very well. They had a better possession of the ball than the Ghanaians, but they lost concentration, and Ghana were able to get a late winner in that particular encounter against the Croatian as well. They gave the Croatians a very tough game. They played well, but they were unlucky. They lost that game 1-0, and they're losing to England 2-0. I think it's something that will say there's a huge kind of improvement in the football of Panama. And I want to believe maybe the next coming World Cup, we might have a better Panama team playing at the World Cup. Players like Belgade really impressed me in this competition. And we are looking forward to see Panama football developed better than what we saw at this competition. England had to come back in the second half to get victory. Goals from Jude Bellingham in the 62nd minute and Harry Kane in the 67th minute was what helped England to get victory against this Panama team. Jude Bellingham scored a goal, also provided an assist for Harry Kane's goal. So England finished top of Group L. So England finished first with 7 points. Croatia finished second with 6 points. The Ghanaians finished third with 4 points, and then Panama finished with no point. But we must commend Panama. Not a bad competition for them, even though they lost all 3 games. Still an improvement on the first appearance they had in this competition. The only thing is that they need to improve on their attack. One of their biggest undoing in this competition was the attack. Defensively, they were very decent, but attacking wise, they had opportunities, but they couldn't take advantage of those opportunities that came their way. And that was why they lost the game against Ghana, they lost the game against Croatia, and then losing to England also. So we wish them the very best when they will be featuring at the World Cup. And then the game between Croatia and Ghana, that was one game the Croatians knew they just have to win or at least get a draw in that encounter. A draw or a win was what they needed to get in order to qualify for the round of 32. So for the Ghanaians knew they were already through to the next round. So the pressure was not on the Ghanaians, the pressure was on the Croatian team to get at least a draw or get a win. But at the end of the day, the Croatians were able to get victory and then finish second in the group. They got their first goal through Petr Suchet, the Inter Milan midfielder, who was able to take a very nice shot from outside the box, and that ball went straight into the net. I was wondering what the Ghanaians were doing not to track him down and give him all the space. And Peter Suchet took advantage of the space that he had, took a very wonderful shot that went straight into the net. And that was how the Croatians took the lead in that encounter. In the second half, Ghana got their equalizer through Derek Lucasen in the 73rd minute, and it became 1-1. And then 10 minutes later, in the 83rd minute, Nikola Vlasic was able to get the winner for Croatia from a cross from Luka Modric. So that was how the Croatians were able to get victory in this particular encounter. So the Ghanaians were not too impressive in the first half, but I think in the second half, at least we saw some kind of good performance from the Ghanaians, especially when we had players like Fatau coming in. Fatau made a lot of great runs in and made a lot of impact from the right flank of the Ghanaian attack. So it ended 2-1 in favor of Croatia. And then the game between Colombia and Portugal, not a good performance from the Portuguese. The Portuguese disappointed me in this particular encounter because Colombia had a better game as far as this game is concerned. They played much better. In fact, they would have even won this game because they scored a goal that was disallowed that was, I think, Sanchez. Davinson was the one who scored that goal, and that goal was ruled offside. And Diogo Costa had to make some beautiful save in this. He made 7 beautiful saves in this encounter to stop the Colombians from getting victory against Portugal. And Cristiano Ronaldo didn't get lots of service in this game, though the Colombia defense were very good in this particular game. Sanchez, Davinson, and Lukumi did very well. They tried to make sure they try to stop Ronaldo from scoring the Colombian team. And they did a great job because in the preview I said, yeah, capability will be tested in the game against Portugal. And truly, they lived up to expectation. They were able to stop the Portuguese in that particular encounter. So it ended goalless. And this is the first time Colombia will be playing a goalless draw in a World Cup game. So it ended goalless between Colombia and Portugal. So Colombia finished top of the group with 7 points. Portugal finished second with 5 points. And then we had DRC that defeated Uzbekistan 3-1. They came back from a go down to turn this around in the second half. The Uzbekistan took the lead through the captain of the team, Eldor Shomorodov. He scored the goal for Uzbekistan. They took the lead, and I think at some point DRC thought they got an equalizer, but it was disallowed. Then in the second half, Yuan Wissa converted a spot kick for DRC Congo in the 68th minute. And in the 78th minute, Fistin Mayele scored for Congo to give them the lead. And Juan Wissa completed the scoring for DRC as he scored his brace in this particular encounter. That was in the 91st minute of the encounter to see DRC Congo, the Congo DR qualifying for the round of 32. So it was a very good reaction from the DRC team, very resilient team. They were able to fight because they knew what was at stake. They put in a lot of pressure on the Uzbekistan team, and they were able to turn things around in that particular encounter. Yuan Wissa had a very good game in this encounter. He was the man of the match. DRC had about 19 shots in this particular encounter. 5 were on target compared to 3 shots from Uzbekistan, and they only had just 1 on target. So DRC dominated this game. They played much better than the Uzbekistan team, and it was a well-deserved victory for them in this particular encounter. For Uzbekistan, this is their first appearance at the World Cup. I'm sure they will have a lot to learn from this competition, and hopefully for future World Cups, I'm sure they will put up they'll put up a better performance than we saw them do at this competition. And then the game between Argentina and Jordan. Argentina, they rotated their team because there was a rotation. Most of the regulars, or let me say those who normally start for Argentina, they didn't start in this game. Argentina rested majority of the squad in this particular encounter against Jordan. And despite that, they were still able to control the game, control the tempo of the game. They dominated the game, and they got their first goal through a free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso in the 19th minute, converted a well-taken free kick that went straight into the net. And then Lautaro Martinez scored his first World Cup goal from a spot kick in the 31st minute to make it 2-0. And then in the second half, we had Musa Atamari scoring for Jordan in this particular encounter in the 55th minute. He was very, very excited. Scoring against an Argentine team is not something very easy. So that goal really meant so much to the guy, Musa Atamari, because no one would have expected Jordan to have gotten a goal in this encounter, but they were able to do that, which is quite commendable, considering the fact that this is their first World Cup. And then we had Lionel Messi coming into this game. He came on and he converted a free kick in the 88th minute to make it 3-1 for Argentina. So that was his 6th goal of the 2026 FIFA World Cup and his 19th World Cup goal. That is, he now has total of 19 goals so far at the World Cup competition he has played. And he is the first player to score 7 consecutive World Cup games. So that is a record Lionel Messi I said, very incredible player, very outstanding player. He plays with so much intelligence, very, very skillful. In fact, when he came in, a lot of people were expecting him to do that, and he delivered in that particular encounter. So it was a good performance from Messi coming in the second half, and he was able to get that goal. So he's leading the goal scoring chart uh, at the current FIFA World Cup. Also, he is the all-time leading goal scorer at the FIFA World Cup. So quite commendable for Lionel Messi and for the Argentine team. So they finished top of Group J with the maximum point of they had 9 points, and they only conceded just one goal because against Algeria they defeated Algeria 3-0. Against Austria they got a 2-0 victory, and in this particular encounter against Jordan they won 3-1. So this was the game where they conceded a goal. So that is it for Argentina. In the second game, Algeria are playing Austria. That was a very incredible game. These two teams knew they just needed a draw to advance to the next stage of the competition, or like I say, the round of 32. But both teams they tried everything to see if they could win this game, but it ended up in a 3-3 draw. The Austrian team they took the lead in the 28th minute through Marko Anatovic. That is the experienced Marko Anatovic. And before the end of the first half, at the 45th minute, Rafik Belghali was able to get the equalizer for the Algerians. And at half time, it was 1-1. In the second half, in the 55th minute, we saw Marcel Sabitzer giving Austria again the lead in that encounter. And 5 minutes later, Riyad Mahrez got an equalizer for the Algerian team in this particular encounter, and it was 2-2. And then as the game was going, we thought maybe that would be the end of the game. Nobody was expecting to see any more goal in this particular encounter because both teams were playing a bit conservatively. But towards the ending of the game, in the 93rd minute, Riyad Mahrez scored a goal for the Algerians to give them the lead, and there was great celebration amongst the Algerians. And if that game had ended 3-2, what it means is that Austria will be out of the competition. So the Austrians, they fought back 3 minutes later, and they were able to get the equalizer through Sasa Kaladesic, who scored the equalizer for Austria to salvage their dream of advancing to the next round of the FIFA World Cup round of 32. So Sasa Kaladzic saved the day for the Austrians because they would have been knocked out at the group stage. But that equalizer was so important because as soon as they conceded that goal against Algeria in the 93rd minute, they came out massively, started attacking, and they were able to get that equalizer. So that goal was a big saving grace for the Austrian. So it ended 3-3, but it ended in a very dramatic fashion. It was a very interesting one. So both teams qualified to the next round, that is the round of 32, and they will be playing the round of 32. So Austria finished second in that group with 4 points. Algeria also finished second with 4 points, but Austria had the superior goal difference. So that was it in that game. So if you have any thoughts, kindly please share your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching, and do have a wonderful time. Bye for now.